The fate of the CMP corridor is now in the hands of the courts and the Maine Department of Environmental Protection. Good evening, everybody. I'm Cindy Williams.
And I'm Pat Callahan. The DEP could decide as soon as tomorrow whether to suspend the permit for the corridor. The hearing was called as a result of this month's referendum vote. The question being asked today is, does the will of the people trump the permits that have already been awarded? Here's News Center Maine's John Carrigan.
Most of the new section of corridor has already been cut and cleared, but for the time being, no more of that work will be done. Construction was shut down Friday by the NECEC, and at today's hearing, the lawyer for the company used that shutdown as a reason for the DEP to not suspend the project's permit.
There can be no environmental impact in allowing the license to remain in place because the licensees have voluntarily agreed to suspend construction until the business court has ruled.
But project opponents say the November 2nd referendum vote changed everything, passing a new law to basically make the corridor illegal.
In Franklin and Somerset counties, which are the most affected by the project, the vote was 2-1. There is simply no basis to allow any further construction in the face of that vote.
The question now for the DEP is whether that vote and the law it creates changes the basic conditions for the permit the agency issued a year and a half ago, so that it should now be suspended. The NECEC has challenged the law in court, saying it's unconstitutional. That case will be heard December 15th, and the company argues the DEP should basically stay out of it.
At a minimum, the commissioner should not take any action until the business court denies the request for an injunction.
But for opponents, the DEP is their first line of defense, and they've been pushing the agency since August to pull the permit over the question of crossing public lands.
Just the absence of the lease across the public lands means that they cannot build this project as permitted.
The DEP commissioner could make a decision as early as this week. But with construction now stopped, the big issue becomes next month's lawsuit, whatever legal action follows it, and whether the vote so many Mainers took will really be the last word. Don Carrigan, News Center, Maine.